You're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. Look at me doing a real reset. Like and subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. And then, of course, you can Venmo to support the show or Super Chat. Or if you're on Facebook and you're not a Digitroll, you can use stars. It's one of the ways you can support the show. Also, if you're on Twitch, don't forget, you can subscribe using Amazon Prime and it doesn't cost you a dime. I think I'm getting my banter down. I'm becoming a professional streamer. I'm a young man, you know. I've got prospects. Anyways, so thanks for noticing, Mr. J. Oh God. So let me grab something else real quick because I feel like we got cheated by Don Jr. cribbing someone else's fucking work. Is this? I feel like yes. That one's already done. Good Lord, hold on. I'm gonna scroll down here to the bottom. Okay, we haven't done this in a while. Hang on. So this is a short one. Chris Salcedo on Newsmax. We're just bouncing around the butthole of the internet right now. We're the outer colon of right-wing news media that is Newsmax and OAN. And Newsmax would be, I guess, the upper colon where the polyps are. And here's Chris Salcedo doing his job there. So, and he's got some guests on. Diamond and Silk. Biden is acting like a helpless child on the Chris Salcedo show. Now, this is probably the sweetest thing. I haven't watched this. You guys know. But this is probably the sweetest thing that Diamond and Silk have ever said about Joe Biden. Honestly. I mean, think about it. A helpless child. He's not acting like a toddler, a child, or, a belligerent child. He's acting like a helpless child. And who doesn't want to rush in and help a helpless child? Who doesn't want to do everything they can to alleviate the suffering of a helpless child? Well, everyone at Newsmax, apparently. That would be it, I would guess. And Diamond and Silk.
Instead of being a man and owning his policies that have brought harm to Americans, Joe Biden is blaming Russia's dictator, Vladimir Putin. Joining me now.
He's blaming Vladimir Putin. Yeah, why won't Biden admit it, that it's his fault that Russian force, that he gave the order for Russian forces to invade Ukraine and then force the rest of the world to join us in an alliance against them. Huh?
Most of Diamond and Silk Crystal Clear, which you can catch weekends right here on Newsmax and
I know I can, but I'm not going to.
Authors of Uprising, Who the Hell Said You Can't Ditch and Switch? The lovely ladies themselves.
And by the way, I appreciate the CG books as much as anybody. You'd think they'd have another book by now, but no.
Diamond and Silk, great to see you both. Hey, ladies, consumer price index hit nearly 8% last month, marking a 40-year high. That number does not include food prices and gas prices. Gas hit.
Yes, it does.
Record high for the fourth straight day. And Trish Regan came on the show yesterday.
Yeah, hold on. Wait. Hold on a fucking second. Here's the CPI. Here's what doing to doobity-doo. It's gone up 0.8% in February. Blabbity-doo. In 12 months it went up, and it's all fucking energy. It's not food and stuff. And stuff isn't that expensive compared to other stuff. A doobie-doobie-doo. And it does include it. It's included. Not only is it included, it's the biggest fucking thing in the whole thing. Doobie-doo. Everybody's giving them a preemptive 5 eggs, you think? I don't know. I'm not gonna automatically give them, 5 eggs.
5 eggs!
Because I don't know that although if they bring it up that we're turning into Cuba and you can only get 5 eggs in a month, I stand corrected. So there we go.
and said this disturbing prediction about high gas prices. Listen.
I suspect that if we continue down this path, we got some news that UAE may give us some oil today, but if we continue down this path, you could be looking at $9 a gallon.
By the way, continue down this path means helping Ukraine and keeping Russia out of the oil market temporarily. What she's saying is, fuck the Ukrainians. We need cheap oil, and because it's going to hit this price tag. Okay, just saying. And by the way, the rise in oil prices and the like is going to affect the Fed's interest rate decisions as well. You'll see that change over the next couple of months, and everybody go, "I told you so." And you're like, reality changed. Calm the fuck down.
By the busy summer driving season. And what's most tragic about this, from my perspective.
By the way, it takes about 3 months for ramped up production to start. We have done it. A bunch of other countries are doing it, mainly to meet the demand that's out there, because it's not only the price gets up to a certain point and then they just look elsewhere for something else. That's when you get dangerously close to the electric car, nuclear power breaking point for the oil companies, and they know it. So they've got to mitigate it as much as possible. 9 would be a breaking point, so they know that. So they've got reason to increase supply. We've got plenty over here to increase that supply market-wise. So does South America. So does Canada. So does other countries in the Middle East. Like Qatar is producing more natural gas for Europe and the like. That'll bring the prices down. And again, largely the danger is an overcorrection, because every other aspect of modern consumerism, especially around like electronics and phones and gears and gadgets and all that shit, is deflationary.
That this is just bad for the American economy.
Yeah, she said we could actually get into a recession because of this. And ladies, Trump proved we could produce our own energy and become a net exporter. And Biden.
And we are.
Instead of owning it like a man, well, he's not.
Well, yeah.
Instead of, hold on. Instead of owning it like a man, he's not. So, he's talking to 2 women. And I would presume that there are women watching my show, and, I mean, both the women that watch him. I mean, how could you not look at that face? I mean, you cannot tell me that guy has not, white man's overbited him, like done the video game controller dance at a uptown New York bar a couple of times in his life and scored. So, owning it like a man apparently means, if you're, and maybe this is a translation, is not as offensive when he says it as you might think, because what he means by owning it like a man is, if you are making a mistake, don't admit it and keep making that mistake. Just to clarify.
He's acting like a helpless child somewhere in the basement, somewhere in Delaware, not standing up to the task at hand. If we were already,
he's in the White House. Just saying. I mean, he did, by the way, win the election from his basement. I mean, this might be, considering that Trump basically ran as an internet troll, this may be the first time in American history, and certainly not the last, that an internet troll candidate was beat by a basement gamer candidate.
Energy independent. Here is what Bob.
And yes, that was a flash edit, Bob, I believe.
A helpless child somewhere in the basement, somewhere in Delaware, not
that might have just been technical flurp.
Up to the task at hand. If we were already energy independent, here is what Biden need to do. Undo what you done, Biden.
That's
Put
right.
it back the way you found it is what you need to do.
Yeah.
Yes, Joe Biden. Go back and rescind all 3,328 leases you gave out last year for new oil and gas drilling. Put it back the way it was. Go back to the numbers that Trump put forward, and then Oh yeah, Keystone. It will get the same amount of oil to market that would be trucked or run by train for Canada's economy.
Back the way you find it. How dare you take and you lift sanctions off of the enemy, give them the go of the green light to do a pipeline. Now we have to get oil from the enemy. Now that the enemy done invaded another country, now we stuck like Chuck, looking really messed up. It don't have to be like
stuck like what? Stuck like chalk? Is that anti-white bigotry? Should I be offended? I mean, I'm the whitest guy here. Even Biden looks darker than me in this picture. I think it's mainly because of the photo, but still, let's just stick with it. Stuck like Chuck? Oh, Chuck Todd? Sure. All right. I don't know that. I don't know. I still am going to take it back. Chuck is a peppermint patty. Charlie Brown reference? I don't know. Also, Nord Stream pipeline has been is cut off. Not just by us, but by Germany as well, in an alliance with us and the rest of Europe.
The United States is the greatest country on earth. We have our own natural resources. It's time for us to use them.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. Diamond and Silk. Communist galore. Nationalize the oil and gas. Do it right now. Oh, American oil is for American engines, not for anywhere else. Viva Venezuela. Right? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're... Nope. Also, 39 cents if you pay cash. What the hell's going on at this gas station? If you credit, they don't believe anybody has credit, apparently. This is the most deadbeat neighborhood in America. Holy shit. 39 cents for I'm sorry, I got to go fill up my car right now. I don't know where the hell that is.
Biden, you broke it. You own it, man. Just own it. There was this guy, ladies.
Just own it. You broke it, okay? You gave out more leases than Trump did, and you shouldn't have.
Oli Mistal, I don't know who he is. He's an American-hating leftist. He was from The Nation magazine.
Eli.
He joined the females over there on The View, and he had this to say.
Oh, the females. Interesting that Diamond and Silk were not upset by that, or don't seem to be. Are we learning something about Diamond and Silk?
About our Constitution.
Should the Constitution be thrown out? What do we do? Is it a living document? Or is it a sacred document?
It's certainly not sacred. All right, let's start there. The Constitution is kind of trash. Now, let's just talk as adults for a second.
What did you say? It's what?
It's kind of trash.
Trash.
It was written by slavers and colonists and white people who were willing to make deals with slavers and colonists. This document was written without the consent of black and brown people in this country and without the consent of women in this country.
Good grief. Ladies.
And look, I don't agree with what Eli's saying there. He's a relatively nice guy, and he's on like MSNBC on weekends. But you do realize that like half the people that worked on the Constitution weren't slave owners, and that was a point of contention from the very, very beginning. And Thomas Jefferson wrote multiple bills trying to get slavery outlawed in the United States, aligning with what the British were doing early on. And one of the reasons why you didn't have women voting was because with voting and land ownership became conscription in war. So they didn't want to avoid it. They said, it's way more complicated than that. This is just silly. But, it's red meat for these idiots.
Like I've been saying, these Democrats.
And Salcedo gets a twofer. He gets to slam a Democrat who's also black right in front of Diamond and Silk.
No longer wish to be Americans. Am I wrong?
Well, they want to be what you call woke. They want to be radicals.
Yeah.
They want to destroy the very fabrics of the United States of America. That Constitution afforded him the right to say what he wanted to say. It protected him and his rights. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just get tired of some black Americans that sit up on national TV and contract.
Well, I would say that opinion coming from almost anybody's tired. I wouldn't just single out Black Americans who say that. Since you're making the point that it's universal rights that you get to enjoy right now, then universal condemnation.
Constitution, yet the Constitution protects your freedom of speech, your rights to bear arms in this country.
Yeah, I don't think he was packing on The View. I'm just saying. I don't know that for sure, but I'll go out on a limb.
It's the hypocrisy. Yeah. So what he mad about is because he Black and he didn't write nothing in the Constitution. He wasn't even born when it was written. That's right. It's all crazy.
Yeah, and he's sitting up there with it. He's up there.
Yes, that is true. He's not that old. That's right. You got me, Diamond. It's he's clearly less than 200 years old.
Tailored suit. He's all got all kinds of money. Oh yeah, and he's up there complaining about the Constitution. Ladies, what's coming up on the big show this weekend?
Well, we do talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna oh God.
Jim Crow, Joe Biden again and his shenanigans. And we also talk about Boot Edge, Jim Pataki and her lies.
Oh, I'm sorry. Boot ass Jidge. Yeah, you're just going to drop a little anti-gay slur in there? Is that what's happening?
And we also talk about Boot Edge, Jim Pataki.
Boot ass Edge. And Jen Psaki, but...
In her lives. Listen, join us. Diamond and Silk, Crystal Clear, Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, this is just a promo spot. And Salcedo wanted to criticize someone who was Black and use this clip. He was like dying to use this clip. So he had to bring on Diamond and Silk to run cover for him. Ugh, God.